Buongiorno. And again, welcome to Carnas Costa. I see you finally decided to get up.
Actually, I've been up for a while.
Good for you. I got up, showered, and came straight up here. If it's a daytime and it's sunny, no matter the time of year, this is where you will find me. They say the sun gives you wrinkles and worse. And that may be true, but it also makes you tan. To me, to be tan is good. Your accommodations, they are to your liking?
Oh yes, the room is wonderful.
You do not mind having a roommate?
Not at all.
Ah, you are just being polite. The last thing a young lady wants when she is on holiday is a roommate. I warned Prudence that you would have to share a room, but she said you had to come to Venezia this week and you had to stay here. And as we both know, what Prudence wants, Prudence gets. Have you gone outside the car yet?
No, not yet.
Just do not forget to take your key and lock the front door whenever you leave. This is not the Palazzo Grassi, but I do have several valuable pieces of art. And with Il Fantasma, this phantom thief, running around and stealing everything, I prefer not to take any chances.
How long have you lived here?
Almost 2 years. 2 wonderful but very expensive years. The city expects homeowners like me to maintain these old buildings. But who pays for everything? We do. The Restoration Council gives us nothing, not 1 single euro. It is criminal.
You mean you can't afford it?
You miss the point. Just because I can afford to pay does not mean I should. It is the principle. It is the principle of the thing. Besides, being rich is something I like. If I am all the time spending money, I will soon be unrich.
I met the guy who's restoring the big mosaic in the main room. He's pretty intense.
Colin Baxter? I do not know how any man can find happiness looking at pieces of painted rock all day. Talking to him, it's like taking a sleeping pill. Que barba! But they say he is good, and so he works for me.
Who are they?
Everyone I know. All my friends own castles like this one. And since something is always in need of repair, we are constantly on the lookout for good workmen. And when we find them, we trade them back and forth like you Americans trade recipes for cookies. Olivia von Hellstein raved about the work he did for her. And what is good enough for the Countess of Schlosselbeck is more than good enough for me.
I'll let you get back to your sunbathing.
Ciao. Nancy, what are you doing?
Studying the architecture. That's what I want to be, an architect, so I'm kind of owning up.
You Americans always busy doing something. Que noia.
Hello, Nancy, right? So, how do you like Venice?
Oh, it's incredible.
I think Venice is the most fascinating city in the world. Its history, its art, its layout, everything about it is so rich and so beautiful, and there's so much about human ingenuity. I absolutely love it.
Have you ever thought about living here?
I have indeed. In fact, every time I come here, I make an effort to meet new people. Having friends is very important to me, you see? But I don't want to move here until I can afford my own palazzo. So, until that day, I shall have to content myself with staying here wherever I can and as often as I can.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a journalist. Right now, I live in Hamburg because that's where the offices of Eurowelt magazine are. I do most of my writing for them. But I know far more about Venice than I do about Hamburg. In fact, I know more about Venice than most Venetians do. I know where the best souvenir stands are, the nicest glass shops. Here, I'll make you a list of the cheapest cafes.
No, that's okay. You don't need to do that.
You don't want to know where the cheapest cafes are? Are you sure you're American?
I'm just not into touristy things, that's all.
I see.
Oh, but you could tell me what your very favorite spot in Venice is. I'd love to know that.
Oh, well, let me think. That would have to be Campo San Paolo. There's something, I don't know, something very avant-garde about it that's quite charming.
So what do you think about all this phantom thief stuff?
I probably shouldn't say this, but I think it's great. A caped figure darting down walkways beside moonlit canals, melting mist-like into the shadows, escaping not with stolen money, but stolen art. It's all just so wonderfully Venetian.
You condone what he's doing?
No, of course not. It just captures the imagination, that's all. As far as crime sprees go, this one is rather refreshing. Il Fantasma hasn't physically hurt anyone, and has some very interesting ideas when it comes to what's worth stealing. In fact, it's altogether possible this phantom could turn out to be a woman. Whew! That would be a story I'd write for free.
Since you're a journalist and you're right here, aren't you tempted to write a story about this phantom thief person?
As a matter of fact, I am writing a story for your Welt.
So, have you dug up anything juicy?
This case is so huge the police are swamped. Apparently, they've got people coming in from all over the world to help track down leads. My contacts at the police station are too busy to give me the time of day, let alone a juicy tip. However, one of my non-police sources just told me something very interesting. He said the word on the street is that the next thing the thief steals is going to be a person.
He's going to kidnap someone?
A very wealthy someone. At least, that's the rumor.
Do you talk to Colin Baxter very much?
I try to talk to him, but he's so focused on his work. Having a decent conversation with him is virtually impossible. Once, out of politeness, I feigned an interest in what he was doing, and the next thing I knew...
He was showing you his Tesserae slides.
Yes! They went on and on and on! It was nightmarish. I felt like a seabird that had landed in an oil slick and couldn't fly away. The only way I could escape was to confess that I found the slides less than fascinating, which hurt his feelings terribly, I'm afraid, but it couldn't be helped.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me.
The man is obsessed, which is a shame, really. After all, he's not bad-looking, and there's a touch of intrigue about him.
What do you mean?
Once, while he was working, his cell phone rang. He immediately left the room to take the call, but as he was leaving, he picked up by saying, "This is Justin." Not Colin, Justin.
He's using a fake name?
Either Justin or Colin. One of them's fake.
I'll come back later, okay?
It's been a pleasure. Pretty locket.
Thank you. My boyfriend gave it to me.
Boyfriend. You do have it all, don't you, Nancy Drew?
If you're here for the dance audition, take a look at the dance instruction book. When you think you're ready, put the cat suit on and get on stage. If you're good enough, you can keep the suit and come by anytime you want and dance some tips. Oh, and if you're not here for the audition, beat it. And a 1, and a 2.